Yeah. Next up, we have Xaleid scopiX by C Official, featured in Maimai is My Understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. I have a full spiel for those things, so that is at the end of the video. Stick around if you wanna hear it with all the things. Disclaimers showing in your screen right now. So go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them. Otherwise, we're gonna get started. Xaleid scopiX. All right, the diamond there is supposed to be a no. All right, let's do this. Let's see where we're going. Let's see what we got. Okay. That's 8 seconds in, and we are already to a very busy start. We start with what seems to be some of the lower ends, not quite the bossy, but maybe violas and cellos giving us an initial run. So, a run in music is usually you're playing a scale, somewhat fast. And right now, we are doing it to give us what is called a pickup. A pickup. So a pickup in music is the measure before the measure. It's a very, very interesting little bit for when it comes to rhythm. So when you have music, you have three elements. You have melody, you have harmony, and you have rhythm. Rhythm being the use of time. How fast things happen, how slow, when they happen, your beat, all that kind of stuff, which is then subdivided into bars or measures. Now, your bars and measures are then going to be determined by a time signature. I need to sneeze. Not anymore. So, a time signature is going to be made out of two numbers. You're going to have the upper number and the lower number. I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze and now I can't. Okay. So, upper number, lower number. So, upper number, lower number. Upper number is going to tell you the number of beats, and the lower number is going to tell you the type of beats. In English, it's super easy to remember. Whole notes are represented by number 1, half notes by number 2, quarter notes by number 4, eighth notes by number 8, 16th notes by number 16, so on and so forth. So, 4/4 is going to be 4 quarter notes. By the way, one whole note contains 2 half notes, one half note contains 2 quarter notes, so on and so forth. So, a 4/4 bar would be, well, 4 quarter notes. And your quarter notes, then you're going to be counting your quarter notes as the bar. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple as. However, when you bring a pickup to this is going to be before the start of the bar, and it's going to be usually an incomplete bar. So let's say we are going to have a pickup bar of just 3 quarter notes. So the way it's going to happen is that this is bar minus 1. And then you start with bar 1. Bar 1 starts on 1. And right now, this one would be 2, 3, and 4. So you don't count the 1 towards the start of your measure with the pickup. Then you start with your first bar. So in this case, it would be 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the purpose of a pickup bar or measure in a what's it called? In a piece of music, which is what CXI has done over here. Then, of course, we had the big hit of the percussion, giving us the start of it. Let's see where it goes. Oh, and we have a chorus as well. And we have, this could be song, this could be just a sample. If it is a song, this means that we're going to hear more lyrics. Otherwise, it's just a sample to increase the amount of time we have with the rest of the music. Right now, what I think we have is the chorus that we just heard, giving us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. So we're having the motif being played by the chorus very, very slowly. And now, on top of that, we had some of the drums. We had the bass drum giving us a very interesting pattern in there. And now, let's see where it goes. We're doing a rhythmic pattern over here. We're accelerating, all right. We're building tension. And yes, we're basically just repeating what we were just doing, just making it faster and faster, while we are having some violins going upwards, giving us that tension so that we can then drop the beat. Let's see where it goes. Into silence and... oh, that was really cool. All right, there you go. There you go. We have the initial motif now being played in, technically speaking, a reduction. Reduction is when you speed up a motif so that it's, of course, faster, and we are having a really cool, like, proper introduction to the material. So, let me give you a bit more about reduction. No, you just heard it. It was the same thing that the chorus was doing, just now in the strings. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, so we did a sequence. We engaged in sequencing for the motif over there. So sequencing is another type of way of you can develop your material, right? So sequencing is when you take some sort of musical idea and you repeat it just from a different spot in the melody, in the scale. So I'm gonna bring my piano. Yeah, this is the first week of this, so I'm just gonna bring it up every time. This has been the whole time here. I've had the keyboard. It's even animated, so you can see what the keys that I'm pressing, and it's been plugged in. The software has been installed from the very beginning. We are on like LFA like 450 by now. How many are we in? Actually, I need to check. Give me a second. If I check here, we are in number. This one right now is LFA number 450. I just realized this one right now that we're doing at this time is LFA number 450. So, yeah, it took me well over 400, around 450 to realize that I have this. I legitimately forgot that the keyboard was here the whole time, that the software was here the whole time. So I fully expect you to roast me over that, because, yeah. So, Royal, welcome to Layman. How you doing? So, sequencing, right? Let's say we are bringing our very trustworthy C major motif. 3 notes, very simple, and the concept of sequencing is taking that same melodic shape, repeating it from a different spot. So we can go upwards, we can go downwards, we can just change completely where they start, as long as it's the same melody shape-wise. So we can do this. We can do that, or we can go downwards. We can do that, or we can even go for full leaps. That kind of thing. So sequencing, you can pretty much, as long as you keep the same melodic shape. Yes. So what was the second LFA? I think this is the second LFA. So yes, this is the second LFA. Wait, no. No. The next one is. The next one. So this was 449. I can't count is the whole point here. I can't count. Yeah. So the next one is going to be the number 450. So I was wrong. Let's see where this goes. And this is how you can tell that I'm never gonna make it to the super big leagues on YouTube because of those 3 words that I just said. Let's see where this goes. Oh. So we're doing a variation of the motif now. This is very subtle. It's very, very subtle. But we're doing a variation of the motif over here where it's panned to the right side of the ears. It's being done in the cellos mainly, and it's very, very subtle because we're doing a bunch of repeated notes and then a quick run of the motif, and then we just repeating the notes, one quick note run of the motif, because we're doing something. The motif is mainly neighboring tone. Wrong button. So a neighboring tone in music. A neighboring tone or neighboring note is when you have a pattern of the first and third note of a whatever it is being the same, and then the middle one being either one above, which is an upper neighboring tone, or one below, which is a lower neighboring tone. If you have both, then it's a double neighboring tone, and you can do like a upper lower neighboring tone or a lower upper neighboring tone. So let me show you how they sound, right? So an upper neighboring tone in which the note goes up. That's an upper neighboring tone. This is a lower neighboring tone. And this is a double neighboring tone. Upper, lower. Lower, upper. So yes, there are many ways, and the motif that we're having over here is in large part neighboring tones. So what are we doing over here with this version of the motif that is so subtle that it's difficult to catch? What Xaleid here has done is that at the time the neighboring tone is supposed to hit, Mina, welcome today, how you doing? At the time the neighboring tone is supposed to hit, the kick drum hits instead, the bass drum hits itself instead, and it drowns out the sound. And I think it's deleted because of that. I think the note is deleted because of that, and then we do a double neighboring tone. So technically speaking, because the bass drum is lower than this, we are still getting a phantom neighboring tone in the motif, but instead of going, we're just going. And because the drum is in between, boom, 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 it just gives you that illusion of it, basically giving you a phantom neighboring tone. Risky move, but it keeps the motif there, and it satisfies the motif enough to warrant it still being there. Because motifs are very temperamental, they're usually very jealous. So if you're not constantly giving your motif the spotlight, it might just ruin your entire music. So yeah, let's see where this goes. We sequence the motif to fit the chords. Ooh. So yes, right now. So yes, we're having a very glitchy sounding development of the primary melodies. So the melodies is being chopped up by the drums now on the upper side doing something similar. So we are still doing the same thing that we were doing with the lower, with the cellos and maybe the double basses, giving us that phantom neighboring tone. Now we're doing it higher up, so it's more noticeable, and more importantly, we're glitching it out a lot more instead of just using the bass drum. Very creative way of creating this illusion of the motif, this new version of the motif. It's very, very interesting. Let's see where it goes. All right, there we go. And off the ramp we go. So off the ramp being, of course, a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats, it can be as long as an entire section. And the purpose of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land. How do you do that? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass as well. What have we done over here? We are moving to just the what's it called? The strings and whatnot. And Piddles, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. How you doing? So let's see where this goes. So we are doing a staccato version of the original motif, or a variation of it. So staccato is what is sounding right now, right? So staccato is short bursts, you know? We're doing that more to fit the original rhythm, and yeah. It works. Let's see where it goes. We introduce the drums again, and we introduce an electric guitar at the top. There's so much going on. We bring back the chorus. We bring a piano. We bring a piano to do a doubling to what the strings are doing. Doubling being when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing. The piano, of course, now playing in octaves. So, when you have music, of course, you can play in parallel degrees, and one of them is going to be octaves. Octaves is that you're just playing the same note from a different registry. So, octaves. It's a lot more dramatic, and it is just, in context like this one, it can really build up to what you're doing. So let's see where it goes. Oh, quick moment of silence, very cool. Off the ramp we go again. New version. We're slowly speeding out with this version of the motif. And we engage in direct modulation to change and step up the intensity. So, once again, when you have music, you have three elements, right? So, melody, harmony, and rhythm. Melody, of course, being the individual horizontal lines. Rhythm, we already went through that, which leaves us with harmony. Harmony is a lot more meta, a lot more complicated, because it's the chords you're using, the scales you're using, the chords you can get out of your scales, the scales you can get out of your chords, the relationship between them, the relationship between the sets that you're using, that kind of stuff. So, harmony is usually defined by your key signature. Your key signature is going to be whatever scale you're using, plus the chords that you can get out of that scale. So, in order to get a scale, usually you're going to pick 7 notes out of the chromatic scale. The chromatic scale being all the 12 tones in the Western music that exists. That is all white and black keys. In the keyboard, all 12 frets of the guitar, that kind of thing. So you take 7 out of them, and you land with a scale. So let's say we're using the scale of C major, which is just all the white keys in the keyboard. So if we then want to change from one key signature to another key signature that is somewhere else, let's say we wanted to go from the key of C major to the key of D major, we would need to engage in what is called modulation. Now, there are many different types of modulation. The most common type being the common chord modulation, when you're looking for overlapping chords between the two sections that you're using, between the two key signatures that you're using, and then just engaging in like a complicated train of chords until you land where you want. And then there's what just happened over here, which is just direct modulation. Alexander, welcome today. How you doing? So, direct modulation is, well, it's that. Let's say we are in the key of C major. Very nice. Very nice. It's very, very, very C major. Very C major. Yeah, we are doing C major. Direct modulation. Okay, now we're in D major. We're just directly doing straight to D major. We did not go through any fancy things. We did not do any melodies that would lead us into this. No chord progressions that would be complicated. We were in C major. Cool. Now we're in D major. Cool. That's all we needed. That's direct modulation. It works a lot for like around this time of music, usually around a minute later, to build up, because you're bringing things up a step or down a step, depending on how you're doing the direct modulation. Usually it's going to be like no more than a single note above or below what you're doing to keep the impact there. Let's see where it goes. And it keeps speeding up. Quick moment of silence. Pixel will continue. How you doing? Off the ramp again, and up. That was clever. That was clever. Okay, so we engage here in what is called rhythmic displacement. Rhythmic displacement is when you have when you move something around in the rhythm and you use silence, or you postpone, or you rush something. It's exactly what happened over here, except we use the idea of the glitch or a crash. Very clever. And we bring in the next section, the drop. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, we're building up. We're using the vocal samples similar to what we did before. Okay, so we have a new version of the motif, and with that version of the motif, the instruments around it are doing a lot of glissandos. Glissando being when you do a quick run for the notes. Like it's in the piano, it's usually all the white keys. You just take your finger, you put it down, and that's it. That's a glissando. That's a glissando. Usually, it's not that friendly on the fingers. The best instrument to do a glissando, of course, being the harp, because of the way that harps are built. Because you can see over here that the strings are just like that. So you just stick your finger, move it around, and you got your glissando right there. And right now we're having a lot of ascending glissandos, glissandi, I guess. And on top of that, we're having the melody. Really, really cool way of just blurring the lines over here. I like it. Let's see where it goes. Some arpeggios with the piano, very nice. Glissando with the piano going down, and off the ramp. New version of the motif with the piano playing in octaves. We bring back the drums to Xaleid again, and okay, so we're having the piano still playing this slower version of the motif, and everything else is going absolutely insane. This is a flying melody right here. So, flying melody being another colloquial term that I use. And a flying melody is you have a busy set of drums, bass, and chords, and whatever, and then high up above, you have a melody slower, simpler than everything else, just flying across the landscape that you have in the music. And right now, this right here is an incredible example of a flying melody. The purpose usually is to help the listener stay attached to something, because this is a variation of the motif that we're using. So the flying melody there gives you something to anchor yourself into, which makes what otherwise would be very overwhelming drums and chords that are playing in the rest of the accompaniment. It makes it a lot more bearable, because now you still have an anchor point to use as a reference. There are two more songs that I have as examples of a flying melody that I absolutely love. One of them being Roxanne from the musical Moulin Rouge. There's a film version with Ewan McGregor singing the lead, and the climax of the song, of course, Ewan McGregor, "Why does my heart," that part is insane. That's a flying melody. Another one being Good to Be King from the film Journey to Bethlehem. These are both on YouTube. Good to Be King, the part that Antonio Banderas sings during the chorus. Mine is the kingdom. It's a flying melody as well. Very different to what is being played over here. Of course, these are less intense, so they are a lot more digestible of examples. Yeah, I would say Xi over here. I mean, we've had the entire track of escalation, so Xi is able, or Xi, I never know how to pronounce this one. She over here gives us a, yeah, I'm just going to pronounce it the Chinese way. So she over here gives us a, what would be a very overwhelming drum, but it just keeps representing the constant escalation that keeps happening, so makes sense. IDK, welcome today, man. How you doing? Let's see where it goes. Direct modulation once again. And now we're having the piano being doubled by bells. Man, this is insane. And we're still having the glissandos going around while the drums are basically just glitching around. This is beautiful. Intense but beautiful. And something else to keep in mind here, that because of the piano being so relatively slow, the harmonic rhythm is also pretty slow, which balances out the otherwise very overbearing, extremely fast drums. So, harmonic rhythm. What is harmonic rhythm? Because I mentioned melody, harmony, rhythm. However, there is a concept in harmony that is called your harmonic rhythm. The harmonic rhythm is how fast or how slow your chords change, and that is going to be a subliminal version, a subliminal way of how fast or how slow your song really is. It gives you a sense of pacing. So let's bring in a quick 4/4 set of bars. These are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. Let's just make them basically empty with this. Now let's just keep them as is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if we were to have a harmonic rhythm of one chord every four bars. So let's say we're going to be doing C major because it's just simpler. So C major, we're doing 4 bars of it. We're going to be playing, fuck it, we're just going to play whole notes. Whole notes, whole notes, whole notes the whole time, whole notes, which just means we're going to be holding the chord down. So C major, then to G major. So if we bring out the keyboard and we just perform this this example as is, let me just over here. So C major. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go for the lower line. G major. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can switch back. You can hear how, even though I'm counting relatively fast, the chord changes are fairly slow, which gives this a very slow feeling. The R is pronounced as sigh. Okay, sigh. Okay. Pronunciations. Okay, so Alright, so welcome, thank you for the follow, welcome to the mosh pit. So if we were to say, okay, let's not have just the one chord every 4 measures, let's bring in, okay, so C, D, and then instead of G over here, we're gonna play A, or let's play F instead. Instead of G, we're gonna play F, and then we're going to play G. So we're going to be having, instead of one chord every 4 measures, one chord every 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so if we were to put that in contrast, and we were to play both one after the other, our harmonic rhythm would be speeding up. So let's do the following, right? We're going to have the harmonic rhythm speed up right now, and what we're going to do, C, 2 bars of C, 1 bar of A minor, 2 bars of A minor, then we're going to be switching it to 1 chord per bar. So let's see. So then after A minor, let's do F major, then D minor, D minor, G major, and G7. So now you're gonna feel the harmonic rhythm speed up, because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So now, just for the fact that we didn't change the rhythm at all. We were still playing the exact same rhythm, but because we were just changing the chords faster, the pacing of this whole thing now feels faster. And you can do the inverse as well. You can have an insanely fast piece as it is happening right now, but if you keep the chord progressions, the chord changes slow, the subliminal pacing stays slow, which gives us something like this, that despite the fact that this is going insanely fast, the melodies are still slow enough and everything feels well balanced enough that it still doesn't feel rushed. You still don't feel rushed. You feel the tension of everything happening, but you don't feel like it's going too fast at the same time. It's weird, and that is why. Let's see where this goes. Off the ramp we go. We're bringing back this version of the motif. Doing a quick build-up. Sorry, sure. I don't know. Now we're doing a faster version of this. Yeah, we're just speeding up everything while having the flying melody. So now that we are just doing this faster and 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 faster, we are engaging in... Well, we're not engaging, we're just speeding things up, but because things were so much slower before, you still have that flying melody to cling on to that gives you that vintage story later. We'll see, because we missed yesterday, so we will see. So let's see where this goes. One last run. Oh, and then we just drop it down, and there you go. We just bring it down to one last chord, one last glissando, and it ends right there. Man, that was a trip. That was a trip. So there you go. Very, very good use of a flying melody to keep your audience anchored, especially at the end. So very, very good stuff. There you go. That was Xaleid scopiX by Xi11 by 11, featured in maimai. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a Layman-Friendly Analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what has happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also have a member who offered to do some... a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might, if you want to bring up something else, or if you have any ideas for me, let me know to build up more hype. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no alting, no buying followers, no botting, no rat behaviors like that. Share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does, so link down below. Go check with them. Go coordinate. Artists! Xi11. If you ever want to collaborate, if you ever are in need of some guitars, some shredding guitars, or guitars in general, or some Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, or some voice acting, or whatever it is you might want from me, just reach out, let me know, and we will make it happen. Same goes for any other artist on YouTube. If you're an artist, a musician on YouTube, and you want to collaborate, I am more than happy to make it work. Just reach out, let me know. And if you know anyone in the in the space. Let them know. Do not harass anyone. Do not spam anyone. Please, please. No rat behaviors. If members get early access to the content, I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. And if you're a paid member or subscriber, you get access to the videos when I schedule them on Saturday. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment. The pinned comment contains the instructions, and for those on the live stream, you can start requesting now. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, both linked down below. So if you live in Elbow, Canada, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Don't worry, just go to the Discord or the Twitch. They both have the stream schedule showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. Where else could I possibly have? I'm on YouTube. Games are Basterd. That's where I put the recordings of the gaming after shows when they happen. They get recorded on the main channel, and then the recordings go onto the gaming channel. Link down below, or just search on YouTube for the same username as James R. Basterd. Just up the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Xaleid scopiX, kaleidoscopic by CXI 11. Good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.